lot of investors wanted to buy when the market was hot. Well, try to re-educate those guys and say, no, you should invest when the market is low. Although the interest rate is high, it doesn't matter. It's a write-off anyways, right?
Hi, I'm Maud Leger, and this is the Realtors Conspiracy Podcast, where we crack the code to real estate success. Learn from top realtors, entrepreneurs, and innovators about how to grow your business as we discuss real estate success stories, mindset, processes, motivations, and the key to their success. Check out our podcast episodes every Monday to crack the code to success for your real estate business. This week, I'm speaking with Nick and Zina Gewarges from Right at Home Realty. A huge win for this dynamic duo of realtors is how they have found a way to service different types of clients in their real estate transactions, from the data-driven ones to the emotional ones. Nick and Zina are always on the lookout to innovate, adapt to new technologies and new markets, as well as adapting to how to service different clients in an evolving real estate market. Let's get to my chat with Nick and Zina. Hi, Nick and Zina. Thank you for joining us on the episode today. And tell us, what is the key to your success?
Bonjour, Maud. Thank you so much for having us. Nick and I are very excited to be here. The key to my success, at least, is having Nick as my partner, of course.
Yeah.
Nice.
But seriously, maybe? I think, well, like any business, I think the key to success is treating people right. Once you treat people right, they will refer their friends and family to you. And then if you treat them right, it just becomes it's a trickle effect. And so one good experience leads to a second and third and fourth good experience. Yeah. So I think that's the most fundamental key. I guess in success, it all depends on where you are in your business, right? So, a successful or a large achievement in a business in its first or second year might be a certain milestone. And then once you've achieved that milestone, then what? Then you have to kind of up the bar a little bit, and then the next milestone will be your next success. And it's just like they say, it's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah, definitely. How do you keep yourself accountable for each milestones, because you're both working together?
Yeah, well, she keeps me in check. I know that for sure. I don't know if I do the same for her.
Actually, I'm a person who works really, really well with lists, and he's the opposite of that. So I have an ongoing list about everything in my life, whether it's personal, business, goals, kids, everything.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, Zina pretty much sets the stage for both of us.
Yeah,
that's true, almost, in a way, really.
Together.
But it's been successful now.
Together.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk about that. As husband and wife, you're working together. You both have different skills, different personalities, so that you get to service different people. So how do you use that as your business tool, really?
Yeah, I think you pretty much nailed it. We do have both have our own skills that we bring to the table. So
you talk about your skills.
For my skills, I guess I would say I'm more like the analytical paperwork, documentation, negotiator,
tougher, more serious, looks, behind the wall, looks at the foundation. And I guess I would be different in the sense that, I'm more heart and feeling and warmth and fall in love with the house and making the clients feel happy and
your eye. So Zina always has a good eye. Like, she can walk into any property, look at it, and say, okay, I've got minimum 5 or 10 different things already going in her wheels are turning in her head as she's looking at every single room when we're doing the listing presentation. And she already knows, before we even have a full report ready for the client, what we're probably going to do to the house and what it's going to take and how long it'll take to get to its desired selling listing outcome.
And also, it was a learning thing for us too, to work as a team, because we didn't know that about each other. And as we grow, I step back from things that I'm not comfortable with, and vice versa. Yeah, and let the other partner shine in that stuff and so on. And
yeah,
I can see how you're like touching different kind of people, the data analytics people and the emotional people, and both sides of the brain too. So I think that's definitely a key for your team dealing with people.
Yes, for such a big transaction, right? I mean, people always look at real estate and say, well, the market is down and this and that. The problem what they don't realize is, there's, like you say, the analytics, and there's the black and white, and there's the the corresponding numbers that are associated to every sale. But
Yeah.
it's a human interaction business. I mean,
First and
people will
foremost.
fall in love, and it's, if I have a certain feeling about a house, I don't care what the market's doing. I want that house.
Right.
It's true. Like, people do
Yeah.
that, right? So I mean, there's two aspects there to it.
Yeah. What was a defining moment for you that you knew real estate was going to be it, or that you felt success and got hooked to it?
I think a lot of realtors like us, started off, maybe investing in one or two properties of their own while they were, working in a full-time job in a different career.
Yeah.
And then I guess you kind of get a little taste for it. And then sometimes, in our case anyway, a lot of our friends had asked us, hey, you guys were successful though with that one property, the second property, maybe you can give us some pointers. And so we were starting to give people pointers. And then I got my real estate license just, part-time. I thought, if we're doing some transactions on our own, we might as well have a license.
Why not?
And
Yeah.
then it turned into a bigger part-time job. And then within the first 3 years, I quit my full-time job. And then 2 years after that, we needed to expand. So we had a discussion, and Zina said, yeah, we definitely, I'll join. So it kind of just trickled. We didn't just jump into it feet
Yeah.
first. It was a process.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
cool. How do you now like win more listings? How do you set yourself up for success ongoingly?
It's a good question.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that we followed, I think, is changing. We constantly need to change
Yeah.
with this market, definitely with the economy, with trends. So we try our best to always go with the flow and never object the change. Like, let's say, to go from paper to DocuSign when things first started, we were the first ones to jump on that. Staging, let's say, even staging as simple as things were beige and ivory before, then they became gray, then now they're going back to a medium. So again, we change even our staging styles to go with that.
Yeah, that's a big one too, because part of our business and part of our offering is we include staging for free in all of our listings. And
Nice.
so we've got delivery trucks, we've branded our name on it, and we've got warehouse full of inventory. And the problem with the inventory is, like Zina says, you're constantly changing it, you're trying to update it, and then also you have to make it fit for the house. I mean, listing a house would be great to be able to renovate every single house before you list, and you can have the right style and what the modern finishes and what everyone's looking for. That doesn't happen. So you kind of have to use, I guess,
Your eye,
the
your
proper decor to match the existing base.
yeah, very cool. What would be your best advice for realtors right now? What can they do?
All realtors, or like, it depends, I guess, where you are in your career. And I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
look, like I tell you, so this right now, everyone knows the market is probably one of the worst that we've seen in a while.
yes,
If you're new to the business, I would say don't let it discourage you.
good.
There's cycles. We've seen some of the cycles, especially 2017, especially after Q1 of 2017. There was a big change in our business and in the market.
Yeah.
You just have to work a little bit harder. You have to be a bit more patient. You have to kind of set client expectations. Before clients would come in, you say, okay, I'm selling your house in 1 week. It'll probably go to multiple offers. We'll sell it over asking. Okay, well, that's not going to happen anymore, realistically. So as long as you're aware of that, and as long as you make your client aware of that, then their expectations will be more reasonable. And ultimately, you just have to work as hard as you can to get them top dollar, regardless of the market.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just harder, like it is now.
And go with the flow. So if it's a bad seller market, then maybe focus on your buyer clients, or try to find new buyer clients and focus on them. Maybe investors, a lot of investors wanted to buy when the market was hot. Well, try to re-educate those guys and say, no, you should invest when the market is low. Although the interest rate is high, it doesn't matter. It's a write-off anyways, right? So just try to find different avenues to make it all happen. We were working with a client who was waiting for the market to get better and then didn't sell, and now the market is not good, and called me and said, Zina, I'm ready. And I'm like, but the market is so not. But you know what? That's it. They're ready. It is what it is, right? They're going to make the best out of it.
And that's where the emotion comes in, right? It's not just dollars and cents. It's the timing of your own lifestyle and what works for you and your family.
Yeah, no, I like it. The emotion of it, and like Zina, what you said, it is what it is. They're ready now.
Right.
Yeah.
Time for
And
them.
try everything, like try new things that you're like, oh, I don't want to go to that meeting, or I don't want to interact with these. And we've gone through these before. Like, I'm not sure if I want to go. And
When someone invites you to a podcast, say yes.
Yes. There you go.
Especially when it's mode.
you're right,
Love
exactly.
it.
Anything that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, do it.
Right.
You will get new things in your life from it. You will learn. Who knows, right?
Yeah, getting out of your comfort zone, grow.
Yeah,
right,
get out
that's
of your
right.
comfort zone. Exactly.
Very cool. And you talked about your staging that you do and everything that you do to help your clients. How do you leverage your listings to get your next listing, to keep that ball rolling?
Well, I mean, there's a standard thing. So obviously, when you have a listing, again, so we advertise, as you know, you help us with our advertising. But there's a generic advertising, and then there's specific advertising. So there's targeted ads. So there's neighborhood specific things like farming with postcards. There's things like, if you've got a specific type of listing, we've got a full database of potential buyers or people that have signed up to our website and so on and so forth. If we think that it fits the criteria, we might let them see, hey, by the way, this is a property that it looks like it fits your criteria. If you're not interested, it matches something similar to your own home. So it's really just touching base with a lot of people and using your existing listings to leverage your existing listings to kind of enhance the relationship with people that you just kind of know, but they're not really quite clients yet.
Yes. Yeah. So you get them into your database, nurture them, follow.
Nurture them, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just a quick text. It's
Yeah.
a funny picture. It's, not always like a serious email or a phone call. It could be any kind of avenue.
See, that's where the serious and the
The
funny comes in.
emotion.
Yeah.
That's why it works. I love it. This is so cool. So true and so cool. So we talked about how it's a tough market right now. What is exciting to you in the future? What's coming up in real estate for you and as a team? And
I mean, it's funny because when you look at these type of markets, it's a tough market, definitely.
yeah,
But sometimes we look at numbers and we say, well, okay, well, if a house was at $1 million before and now it's at 750, technically, your payment is probably even lower when it was at $1 million with a 2.5% interest versus a 5.5.
yeah,
So we're definitely looking. So we kind of educate clients on that perspective. Like, well, they say, okay, look, I'm going to wait. The market seems to be trending downwards. Fine, maybe that's the case, but just because the prices are going down, it also means conversely that the interest rates are going up. So your affordability either remains the same or in fact becomes worse. And we've looked at this on various examples of properties that were previously listed and then listed again. Even though the price is much lower, your actual monthly payment is less. So we kind of look forward to, we tell clients that, look, you got to be careful. I mean, everyone's like sitting on the sidelines right now, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be better. Yes, the overall value will be lower. So if you can manage to, use your payments and utilize your monthly bills, fine. But unless you're willing to wait and sit on it and then sell, it's not always a benefit.
yeah. No.
And honestly, like, it's business as usual for us in a hot market or in a slow market, because there's always another side to it.
That's
like
right.
you said, like if it's a seller's market, we can focus on the buyer market. And then we just have to come up with new strategies. Like, there was a house that was taking long to sell. We restaged the whole house again just to see if we can touch a different group of people or attractions. Reducing the price is not always the solution, just
Right.
in case there's another avenue we can do before. So I think Nick and I are always on the go. There's always something happening. It's just different.
Right. It's never stale. Definitely.
Yeah, it makes it fun. But I do like what you said about restaging instead of price reduction. How
Right.
else can you get the right buyer for that house?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, very smart. Other than seeing your truck on the road, where do we find you on social media?
So we're on TikTok, Nick and Zina Gewarges. We're on Instagram, of course, Facebook,
Nice.
YouTube, and pretty much all the standard social media platforms. I think Zina is the key for that success. She's very into social media and she's got a keen eye for it, I think. She just tells me, okay, you're going to be part of this video. And then I say, okay. And then I always complain. And then afterward, when the result comes out and people start laughing, I think I shut my mouth.
He always is like, this is gonna be ridiculous. This is a ridiculous video. And I'm like, come on, just do it. When we're done, it's gonna be awesome. And then every time he's like, oh yeah, you're right. It's good.
It's true. There hasn't been one time I've disagreed.
Nice. I love it. Love the dynamic between the two of you. I'm sure
Thanks so much.
people will get lots of tips from hearing you both talk. I think the experience you have behind you and the excitement you have about the future is really, really cool. Thanks for joining. Subscribe to our podcast, Realtors Conspiracy, today.